Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are running more pick and rolls in practice, something that Brett Brown couldn't figure out. This video is brought to you by the Run It Back Teespring store. Click the link in the description. Get all the Run It Back merchandise, including the brand new Ben Simmons I'm Moving In with Joe t-shirt. I had a designer draw up a cartoon of Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid sleeping on bunk beds to honor Ben Simmons' epic troll of the media, where he told them he's moving in with Joel Embiid because he's so tired of them asking about their relationship. And it's hilarious, so go get yourself one of those t-shirts. I didn't get mine in the mail yet. I can't wait for it. Go get yourself one of those t-shirts and use the code RUNMY20 for 20% off. And I love Philadelphia Sports Talk, and you know I love coffee. I give you Philadelphia Sports Talk every day. If you want to show your appreciation, you can buy me a coffee. Buymeacoffee.com/runitback. Let's get into this. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are running more pick and rolls in practice. And I just want to say, first of all, I didn't think it was possible for Ben Simmons to run pick and rolls. I've said that from the jump ever since, the last season, the season before, seeing the defense give him 15 to 20 feet of space. I was always saying, especially on these episodes of Run It Back Philly, I was always saying, how can you run a pick and roll when the defense can easily go under the screen? When the defense is not guarding Ben Simmons at the perimeter, how can he run a pick and roll? And I'm really, really intrigued and interested to see how Doc Rivers is going to make that happen, because I just think it's impossible. But Doc Rivers has been a coach for 21 years, and I've been a coach for 0 years. I've never been a coach. I'm just a fan with a loud mouth and a platform on YouTube. So I would like to think that Doc Rivers, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? I just don't see how it's possible. But anyway, we can at least talk about it, because I'm going to read Doc Rivers' quote on the situation. Here it is. They have been great, Rivers said. They are starting to figure it out. It's going to take time. The pick and roll, I was telling somebody the other day, is the oldest play in the game. It is still one of the most difficult plays to guard in the game. So when you put your two best players in it, it really doesn't matter their skill set. Obviously, pairing the team with Seth Curry, Danny Green, Tobias Harris in the starting lineup, given shooting, improves that, right? It's more angles, pick angles. I think people forget I had Rajon Rondo, and he was a pick and roll giant, referring to his non-shooting guard in Boston. So, Doc Rivers thinks he can do it. He thinks he can be better. Make Ben Simmons better at running the pick and roll. He thinks it can succeed. And apparently he's excited with what he's seeing in practice. Now, like I said, Seth Curry, Danny Green help, right? Shooters help. You're spreading the floor. There has to be 3 shooters on the floor for Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid to run a pick and roll. That's not rocket science. I was screaming about it all last season. It's not rocket science, right? You need space on the damn floor. You can't put another center on the block, you fucking idiot, Brett Brown. And by the way, don't forget, because somebody asked me the other day why I still wear the Fire Brett Brown t-shirt. It is because Fire Brett Brown is not a statement, it's a lifestyle. If Brett Brown falls off and goes and gets a job at Home Depot, I hope he gets fired from there too. Fire Brett Brown forever. Anyway, let's read some quotes from Tobias Harris and Dwight Howard on Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid running the pick and roll, because Tobias Harris had some interesting things to say. And, obviously Tobias Harris needs to make the damn shots when he's open to help this situation. But he said they looked good in pick and rolls. When both of them are in pick and roll, space with 3 other shooters, it is tough to guard. So it's up to them to figure out how to use their God-given talents, which for Ben is size and speed. And for Joel, it is his ability to be stronger than a lot of other guys. Just their concentrated effort on making sure that they get good screens and communicate with each other, he said. They've been doing a pretty good job of dominating the pick and roll and making great plays. Ben has done a good job of using Joel and also just being patient in the pick and roll. And he's right, because Ben Simmons needs to slow down and be patient, and that's something that he's probably trying to, get the hang of and learn in practice. Here's a quote from Dwight Howard. He said, a lot of times young players, they come up to the pick and roll and they go 100 miles an hour, but Ben is actually utilizing all of his options. He has three-point shooters. He's got Joe, who's either picking or popping, and he can get to the basket and score over any of the guards that are checking him, so he's done a good job. And Joel's setting real solid screens. He's reading the defense. He's rolling. He's popping. He's making plays. I think that trust and that chemistry between those two guys and the rest of the guys on the starting squad have been amazing so far. That's from Dwight Howard. I mean, this is exciting. I don't know what else to say. I am so excited to see these players in an actual coaching system where there is thought going into the plan. There is thought going into the plays and the systems, and everything is strategically set up to benefit the player, and it's set up considering the player's strengths and weaknesses and skill sets. I'm so excited for it. It's going to be a breath of fresh air, and we just might see these players take their games to another level. We might see it. Let's talk about the James Harden trade real quick because, yet again, more clickbait. Yesterday it comes out, James Harden is the Philadelphia 76ers are the most likely, air quotes, most likely landing spot for James Harden. And once again, it's the media just saying things because if we listen to Doc Rivers and Daryl Morey, they're saying, you're not hearing those rumors from us. We're not trading Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. We have two young players. These are the reason we came. These players are the reason we came here. I still can't. That doesn't sound right. Anyway, those two players are the reason Doc Rivers and Daryl Morey came here. They are not trading one of those two players. They're not. Now, if the Rockets get desperate and they say, all right, James Harden's not showing up. He's still in a strip club throwing $100,000 on stank booty holes instead of coming to training camp. We're in a shitstorm right here. We're in a bad situation. We got to get rid of this situation. We can't start the NBA season with this situation. Then they might take something less than Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. And if they'll take Shake Milton, Tobias Harris, and something else, maybe. But I still don't think James Harden is good for Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. I don't think so. He dribbles the air out of the ball. He dribbles the ball the entire play. He shoots the ball 40 times a game. I don't want to watch James Harden play in a Sixers uniform. I don't want to see it. I know some of you do, and that's fine. You can disagree with me. We can be on opposite ends of a certain topic. It's fine. You don't have to fucking throw me to the wolves and light me on fire. You don't have to come find my address and burn my house down because I don't want James Harden in a Sixers uniform. I don't want it to happen. But if it does, then, we're going to roll with it. But they're not trading Ben Simmons. They're not trading Joel Embiid. And I was, when this popped up yesterday, I was like, all right, but I got to at least read an article because what information do they have that leads them to believe that the Sixers are the most likely landing spot, right? And I thought maybe it was clickbait. And then I read some of these articles, and it's 100% clickbait. There's not even any information in here. They're just putting a headline so you click on it, so the advertisements that pop up are in front of your face because they make money that way. It's just what it is. Here's an article. Listen, there's no information at all. The Philadelphia 76ers are considered the most likely destination to trade for James Harden. League sources tell Mark Stein of the New York Times. The Houston Rockets continue to insist they will not trade Harden, while the 76ers insist they will not trade Ben Simmons. How are you going to write an article and be like, by the way, it's probably not true, but thank you for clicking on it? Both sides are expected to eventually reach a point to reverse course on that position. The 76ers are believed to be able to beat any rival team's offer for Harden due to the status of Simmons as one of the NBA's best young stars. Although their president of operations and their head coach said in plain English, we are not trading Ben Simmons. Why are they going to change their course now? They're at practice right now trying to get Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid to run pick and rolls and get comfortable in this offensive system. You think they're going to change course and trade Ben Simmons for James Harden right now? It's insane to think that. Stop lying to yourself. Sources also say the familiarity between Daryl Morey with the 76ers and Raphael Stone with the Rockets could help facilitate a trade. Blah, 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 blah. It's clickbait. Knock it off. One more thing here before I get out of here and go about my life. Joel Embiid has a new focus on his body. And I know you're rolling your eyes. I'm rolling my eyes too. Joel Embiid's going to come into the season in better shape. Joel Embiid's lost 20 pounds. Joel Embiid has abs. Joel Embiid looks ripped. Joel Embiid looks like he's in the best shape of his life. And then the season starts and he looks the same. And the same is fine. I'm not saying that. You know, people that go over the top and say Joel Embiid's trash. He needs to play. He's fat and unathletic and blah, blah, blah. Bro, he averages 28 and 12. He averaged 28 and 14 before they forced Al Horford in his way. So, fat Joel Embiid, if that's what you want to call him, is still the best center in the NBA. But he's not at the level he could possibly be at. So that's why this is harped on every year. If he gets in better shape and he looks more like he looked in college, and if you haven't seen the pictures of him at Kansas or you didn't watch him play at Kansas, he was ripped, he was fast, he looked like Hakeem Olajuwon. And he didn't have an afro. But anyway, I mean, it's one of those things, I'll believe it when I see it. You know what I mean? Type of things. But there's at least some information we can look at. And here's a quote from Joel Embiid about this. And you can just let me know if you believe it or not. You can let me know if you think it's going to happen. If you don't think it's going to happen, let me know what you think about Joel Embiid getting in shape for the 5th year in a row. Here it is. This summer is the one that I really tried to really focus on it. Talking about being in the best shape, or his diet. By just having my own chef, nutritionist, my own physical therapist, and massage therapist, just doing whatever I can to take care of my body, and so I'm able to play 20 years here in Philly. So, you know, maybe he is becoming enlightened. Maybe he is. Maybe he is realizing, okay, I can't just go lift weights and then drink 3 Shirley Temples and eat 5 sandwiches from Popeyes. You know what I'm saying? The diet is important. Any workout specialist, is that a thing? Physical trainer, anybody, nutritionist, anybody that lifts weights and knows about anything about being better physically will tell you it's 80% diet. I don't know why it took me so long to try to say that. That's just ridiculous. I'm not my best today, but it's 80% diet. You can work out all you want. If you're eating chocolate cake and fucking cheese fries, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Diet is 80% of it. And if Joel Embiid's starting to finally realize that, maybe he will be in better shape. He also said, I think that's the thing I've learned the most since I've been in the league, and it was a short time between the end of this past season and this new season, but it's a work in progress. You got to start somewhere, but it's going great, and I'm still learning every single day. So, you know, maybe Joel Embiid's eating healthier. Maybe Joel Embiid's going to look like he's in better shape. And he said he wants to play in Philly for 20 years. Yeah, I mean, at 7'2", 265, I don't see him playing for 20 years. Just sadly enough, that just doesn't happen with 7-footers. You know, their knees, their ankles, their feet, all these things happen. And I don't want to wish anything ill on Joel Embiid, but I would be impressed if Joel Embiid plays a solid 10 years. I'm not going to say 20. I mean, you know what I mean? But, you know, let me know what you guys think, man. Is Joel Embiid going to be in better shape? Are the Sixers going to trade for James Harden? And, you know, is Ben Simmons going to run the pick and roll with Joel Embiid and have success with it? If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please give me a review and a 5-star rating. I'm going to read reviews, the best review every week, and give away a Run It Back t-shirt. So we're going to give away 1 t-shirt every week to the best review. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and hit the like button. Helps me rank up on YouTube. You guys have a blessed day. Peace.